Yes, guys, welcome back to SFeatleyTV. Sorry I'm late. I'm shattered. I'll let you in because I'm losing blood and my blood level's really low, so I'm really tired and drained. So if I'm late like I am now, I do apologize because I'm shattered. I'm physically shattered. But I'll try my best to do these streams, so I'll try my best to keep going. Anyway, back to what we are on about. On about a friend of mine, and yeah, I did record a video, not long ago, about beginning this about her life, and and yeah, it was about 3 years ago that she passed away, and her name's Autumn Emily White, and um, she was born the same with me, with biliary um, which resulted in one transplant. She then got to a certain point where she needed another one, so she had two in the end. And when it got to about 2017 or 2016, when I first met her, like properly met her, because my parents met each other when I was kids, so I didn't know much. But met her properly about 2016, and yeah, it was really like half because me and her was like um, how do I put this? Um, we called mayhem in a hospital. That's what we did. We would actually cause mayhem. We would mess around. We would take the piss out of the nurses and the doctors. Right? Mainly me, really. Right? And follow along as well, and have a real laugh. And uh, but when we got to about 2017, she needed a transplant, same as I did actually. We both needed one, and I said to her, I saw her about like a couple of months before she died, and she didn't look well. She looked full of fluid, and and they haven't put her on the transplant list yet. And I said, I'll be honest with you, I'll be totally straight with you. They should be doing it right now. They should put you on the list right now. And eventually they did, but it got to about Good Friday, and I was at home, didn't know nothing about it, but apparently Good Friday, or 2 days before that, she caught sepsis. And yeah, it fell. Yeah, in and do me a favor, just 1 minute, give me a minute. My bad. By the way, you do hit the like button anyway. Do hit the subscribe button. hit share button. This is what it's all about in the end. This is about giving you a life story to show you why we do this, why we raise awareness, why we raise money for Children's Disease Foundation. So yeah, so this is what it's all about in the end. So just by watching, you're helping to raise up money as well as awareness. So go and do it. And yes, I completely forgot about that, mate. Thank you. Don't worry, I'm on my case. There you go. Bang. There you go. Anyway, yeah. So what was I saying? Yeah, it got to about a couple of months before, and she needed. I could tell by the experience and what I knew, and I said to her, to be honest, you need on a transplant list for right now, and I'm not gonna lie. But it got to about a Good Friday, and apparently she caught sepsis 2 days before, and when she caught sepsis, the body just shut down. It just shut down. It was like, nah, give in. She didn't want to give in, but the body did. And it got to about Good Friday, and apparently she passed away, and I didn't know about it. I was at home, and I was in the middle of watching the Bahrain Grand Prix. I remember watching the Bahrain Grand Prix. And it got to Sunday in the middle of it, and I just got a text from my mum saying she just passed away, and I was in bits. And that just destroyed me, because I've known people before and not made it, but I ain't been that close to them. We was actually that close that we were invited to the funeral, and we driven all the way down there, and I think the wake was at the old men's club just outside the Berlin ground. But in the funeral, no one wanted to speak. They were that devastated, and I wrote some notes just to write down how I felt. And her mum just said, "Do you want to read them?" And so I read them. Out of everyone, I was the only one that said anything. And I can't work out, even now, that she didn't get a third. And 6 months later, I'm having one, which is my sixth. That's where it's just like a lottery. You don't. There's no guarantees. There's just luck. That's all it is. It's absolute luck, whether you get one or not. This is why donation is just so important, and I don't get why people don't donate. I just don't work it out. I mean, what's more beautiful than saving life? I mean, it just stops the pain and suffering of so many others. So this is why I also say, donor register, donate. I still speak to my mum now. I mean, this is why I was doing this story in the first place. After, we have a laugh, and it's just, And then going back to the ward about a month later, after it all happened, and it wasn't the same. It was really quiet, really quiet. Usually me, I'd turn up and cause absolute mayhem, but I was told to stay in for a few days. I can't remember what it was. I don't know what it was. I was in and out like a yo-yo, and I was like, oh, it's so quiet. It's anyway. Links in the chat anyway. If you want to come on, as usual, everyone's welcome on. Is there anything you want to ask, comment about? Please do. Links there. Just gonna go through some comments. Very sad stories. It's not really. It's just one of those things. But my God, we could cause some fucking mayhem. I'll tell you that. Right, I'm telling you now, we caused some absolute mayhem. Right, the nurses didn't like it at all. Not one bit. Yeah, got that done. Hello, Steve. Big up Shane in the chat. Keep your chin up, bro. Yeah. I mean, in the end, this is what I do it for. I mean, like, this is the whole reason. This is the whole reason we do this channel. This is the whole reason we raise money, from this channel. If you know what I mean. This is the whole point. Otherwise, what's the point of doing this? I mean, it's lovely doing football and stuff, but that doesn't bother me. I can sit at home on my own and watch football. I don't mind. Same as the World Grand Prix. I want to not just talk to people, but I want people to know and people to be aware of what not just what I've been through, but what other people have been, that like myself have been through, and why we need to donate and raise money for this charity. That's the main reason for this, and this is exactly what Autumn would say as well. She'd want to. This is why I'm doing this. I mean, when I spoke to her mum, I was like, "You sure you want me to do this?" And she was like, "Your Autumn would want me to screen this from the high heavens. She would want me to scream her story from the high heavens if it means it makes a difference." And that's the same thing. And I got that from a load of people. I know someone who's I could do next week that we did a video on, and she was 14. She passed away at 14. She'd had 3 transplants in 7 years. Fuck me having a read in 11. 7. That's 2.5 years of transplant. Passed away at 14. It defies belief. So, and again, when I speak to her mum, she's like, "Yeah, fucking say what you want, mate. Right? If it makes a difference, do it. Fucking do it." Right? Hey Stephen, respect, man. No. Yeah. Thank you. And yeah. Thanks, mate. More than welcome. You're doing her proud, mate. I'm glad. Look, I can make a difference. That's the main thing I want. I just want to make a little bit of difference to people that have been through what I've been through. Not just that, even this is why we cover also other topics as well, like heart disease and stuff like that, to help people in general. So, high static, 14 free transplants. That's insane. I know it's insane. It defies belief. this is why when people say 6, they just can't believe it. You wouldn't get that, and this is where I big up the NHS, right? Big up the NHS, right? You wouldn't get someone that had 3 transplants in 7 years, right? If you went to America, you wouldn't be able to raise the money. They wouldn't have the insurance. The insurance wouldn't fucking pay for it. I'm like, yeah, right. I don't pay for that. They would not be able to raise the money in time. No way. This is why the NHS, as much as I bloody moan about it, and trust me, I do moan about it, it's a wonderful thing. Keep up the amazing work. Thank you, mate. And yeah, like I said, if you want to ask anything, do hit that link and do come on. You're more than welcome to. Because I remember one time. I mean, I think the first time that we started like getting like knowing each other, right? It was about 2016. I think she was visiting the hospital, and they realised who my mum was, because my mum would talk to fucking anyone. She would talk to anyone about me. Just put it out there, right? And I was with my dad and my sister. My dad and sister were in the ITU, right? I was in ITU. Right? Oh my god, it's so funny because I was in ITU because everyone pretty much knows my name in that hospital. If someone doesn't know my name in that hospital, they haven't been in the hospital long enough. I'm telling you, I'm not a celebrity when I go into that door, through those doors. Right? Right. But she sent me a note with those like sweets that look like pizzas. You can make like sweets that look like a pizza. So she sent a box of them plus a note which had a telephone number on it with a name. And I'm like, what the fuck's this? My dad said, how'd you just get hang on, you just got, and nurse said, autumn, she wanted to give you this. I'm like, oh, wicked. And he's like, how'd you get a phone number from her? What are you doing, man? I said, mate, how did you get a phone number by just sitting in hospital? And I said, and my dad, being my dad, he said, no doubt you'll go to freaking, I said, I'd go to an ultrasound scan. And I said, do you, I said to him, he said to me, he said, no doubt you'll go to CT scan and I'll pull someone else and fucking get a phone number. And I said, hey, Steve, will the NHS ever receive more money and not pay tax? They deserve so much more. We are also grateful to be alive during the pandemic, as well as anyone surviving transplants. I don't know, actually. I don't know, actually. I'd hope so. I mean, because obviously we deserve more money. Let's be honest. Will they though? I don't know. So, I'm not gonna sort of. I would like to see them at least get some more money. Definitely, I'd like to see them get more money and more stuff after the pandemic and everything recovers. So they do deserve so much more. Absolutely. Big up Monday. How are you? Yo, Stephen. Hey, you wonderful people. Big up. Like I said, the link's in the chat. If you do want to come on, here it is. Just going to hit that right now. Plus, do hit that like button, do hit that subscribe button, and hit that share button. Right, we're on our way to 1.5k, so let's keep that going and share it because, right, I'm not. It's more now about actually just for this show, just about awareness, right?
Yeah.
So no worries. But yeah, so yeah, that's when we first got in like sort of contact, and then because we were in and out that whole year before what that Good Friday, we were in and out like hospital like a yo-yo. We are both in out in out in out. Check it all about, right? And I mean, yeah. So we would constantly one time would be in at the same time, and like some nights would stay up to about what 1 in the morning, something like that. And the nurse says, "Do you ever go to sleep?" Nah, it's boring. Why wind you up? It's the thing. Me, when I'm in hospital, if I'm not winding the nurses up or winding someone up, like or bantering people, they know I'm not well. They know I'm not well. If uh, yeah, big up. Don't worry about it. No worries. Um, yeah, and yeah, it was just such a nice time when we were in hospital because bantering people like that and doing that sort of thing is just a way of coping with what's going on around you. Right? I mean, one time a nurse asked us like, "Why do you keep bantering? Why do you keep being so horrible and bantering?" She said, "It's because you stab it every 5 minutes." She said, "Well, why am I supposed to be kind?" Right? She said, "But it's for your own good." She said, "No one told me that on the memo." uh, we would, yeah. So but if I don't do that, I'm not. They know I'm not well. They know something's up, and that's like the same with autumn as well. And plus, she didn't mind me being like dead, like honest. She didn't like cover it up because like the doctors like to sometimes make it out like that. It doesn't sound that bad, if you know what I mean. It doesn't sound um like massively bad, if you know what I mean. Um, so so you just get like this. Smash the likes. Yes, smash it for her. Right? Smash it for her. You know? Smash it for her. Uh, yeah. So, yeah. So, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So, oh my god. I will put the link in just again if people can't see it. So yeah, she was very special and uh very very special, and um another one that also just sort of made the most of what she had and lived life to the fullest. And that's all you can. Did Emily? I don't think she did. I don't think she did. Right, right. She used to wind me up about the fact I kept playing F1 all the time when I get on uh on my PS4 because I'd always be my PS4 in, and I'd always be on F1. She's like, "Do you ever stop playing?" Nah, nah. So yeah, and the thing is, I'd always bring it in, but because we're both on the same board at the same time, I never actually bothered playing it. So, but yeah, I don't think she did. Um, I think I think maybe West Ham because I think the wake was right next to the Berlin ground, the old West Ham ground. But yeah, I don't. She wasn't a massive fan. Uh, she wasn't really a fan to be honest. Um, but wish that wasn't a problem to be honest, because there's so much other stuff we could talk about. To be honest, I mean, when you speak to someone who's been there, done it like I have, and is now an adult, at the same age as I was. She was 23 when she passed away. She's 23, 24. So yeah, she would be 26 now. Actually, she's about a couple of months older than I was. So yeah, so we would because we knew so much about our condition and what we've been through. We just sort of share stories about what we got up to and stuff like that. And she could believe some of the antics I would put up with some of the antics I would go up to in hospital, and yeah, so I think that's why like we were very sort of close as friends. I think now if I went into hospital for a while, I wouldn't get I would I would not talk to people, but I would get close to someone anymore. I wouldn't do it because if I get because if you know someone in hospital like that and then they pass away, it just hurts so much. It really, really, really does, and it did. It did. That's why. Yeah, this is why I won't get back anymore. I won't be that close to someone like that anymore. That's had sort of similar problems that I have because like it could so easily turn. Um, uh, I think we've had Joseph who's on the channel while I was in hospital as well, and we were brilliant as well. So and but luckily he's still with us. He's doing okay. And it, but anyway, but it's like I said when she was so similar because obviously she was born with the same condition. She had the same sort of operations as I had because of having the same condition and everything. So um, she just hasn't been able. She wasn't had sort of like the clotting issues that I've had, which meant I've had extra transplants. If you know what I mean. So yeah. So but obviously he's had her own problems, which resulted in others. But um, anyway, we've got talk. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good.
Yeah. Well, what's your phone, mate?
No, it's just a really sad story, mate. I mean, to go through that at such a young age, like for you as well, with all everything you've been through, it's just, you know what I mean? Just makes you think, you know. I mean, how would you cope with that? You know what I mean? It's just it's just really sad, man. Really sad.
We got Monday on as well. How are you, mate?
Yes, Stephen. How you doing, brother?
Not too bad.
Yes,
Not too
talk
bad.
you.
Yeah, it's a Monday.
How you doing, guys?
Good.
Not too bad, mate.
I've just caught the last 10, 15 minutes. I know you said yesterday you come on to talk about Emily today. So I'm just trying to
Autumn.
catch up, you know, everything.
Autumn.
So was it her anniversary recently, a passing?
No, she passed away on Good Friday.
Good,
Good
April?
Friday 2017.
What is that? I'm not good with. Is that April, March?
That's April.
Okay. So you were sorry, man. You were saying like the other day that it happened quickly. It was something. She caught something.
What's happened was she was waiting for a transplant.
Yeah.
And she had a lot of fluid, like a lot of ascites of fluid building up, and eventually, because of the amount of build up of fluid, it turned into sepsis.
Where's the fluids? Where was the fluid, Steve?
Just all around, legs, like a lot of ascites in the stomach.
Is it really visible then?
Yeah, it was quite visible. I saw her about a couple of weeks before.
Yeah.
And I sat down and a couple of weeks, but about a month before. And because the last time I saw her, I said, I'm gonna be blunt with you. I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. They might do this, but I've always said I'll never sugarcoat anything like them. Like, you need to be on that list right now. Right now.
You need to be on
the transplant list.
Okay.
Yeah, she needs to be on it right now. And I was like, I'm flabbergasted. They haven't put you on the list yet. But that was just me, obviously being honest, as I usually do. And then it worked till like Easter Sunday that her mum told her that she passed away 2 days beforehand.
So did she have any siblings?
Yeah, she had a brother. I think she also had a stepbrother as well.
Older or younger?
I think one was older and there was one younger.
That's rough, man. Rough.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, the whole family was devastated. But I mean, not usually that I know someone like that and then be able to go to the funeral as well. So
say that again, bro.
Because we went, like I said before, we went to the funeral.
Yeah.
Me and mum, and I was the only one that spoke anything. I only said that's the only one that said. Everyone was just so.
Everyone was struggling to talk. Is that what is it? Yeah.
Yeah. So I wasn't intending to, but yeah. So
what did you talk about in the speech? What was, I'm not saying word for word, but was it about your experiences with her?
Yeah, well, we got up to in hospital.
Yeah.
And
did you bust any jokes or anything? Because that's sometimes
it's just more
about her character, or did you like say funny things she used to do and things like that?
Yeah, or no, it's just more like what we got up to and how we used to mess around with the nurses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then, like, towards the end, it was just like, I can't say anymore. I can't. I was about as devastated as everyone else.
Was it a big turnout?
It was, and a lot of people afterwards were like, "Thank you for saying something."
Yeah.
And I got a lot of people saying that afterwards. But I mean, it's just hard to fathom when you then 6 months later you're waiting for a sixth transplant and you get one. You've had like this one. She was waiting for a third.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't.
So why would there be a delay with her third transplant? Is it just
lack of donors?
Oh, just lack of donors. Okay. So you encourage most people to sort of have donor card and
just don't opt. Well, now it's opt out, so you have to you now your base. Back then it was opt in, but now you have to apply yourself to not be on the register. So it's the other way around. So if you don't apply, right, because most people, they don't even bother worrying about it. So if they don't apply for it, that basically means you're accepting to be donated.
Oh, really?
Right?
Okay.
Yeah. So, and it's worked in other Wales and stuff like that. So that's why we changed it. The problem is though, people can still choose. The doctors can still go up to the parents and the relatives and go, "We're going to donate. Do you agree?" The problem I see with that is, one, you don't know their decision. Two, they've not been told their decision, so they might make the wrong decision. And three, there might be other factors. So what I would say is that to anyone who is going to donate, tell your bloody relatives what you want.
Yeah.
Tell them what they want. So that way they don't make the wrong decision. They do it with your best interests.
So let me get straight. I want to know. So if someone passes away, they can take whatever organs they choose.
Yeah, unless you've applied to be opt out, which is not be on the register.
Right.
You can be up for donation.
Okay. I didn't know that. I didn't know.
Yeah, because they changed the law because it was the other way around.
Was that recently?
It was last year.
Okay. And were people fighting for the people like yourself?
We've been fighting for that years, fighting for that.
So it's like a legal thing.
It's a law. It's a law thing.
That law change. I wouldn't know about that.
Yeah, it's a law. It's been that way in the law for a while. And
so, what kind of obstacles were you coming up against when you were trying to fight for this? Was it what was the counter argument to this? I mean, what were people saying?
There was more there's their proof that it actually works. Some people have their choice because of ethical or religious reasons and stuff like that. And but in the end, it's like they've now said, okay, well, we've changed it anyway. You've still got that option to whether you donate or not. But if you don't and you say you comply, then that's up to you. So big up to everybody. Hitler likes most important show. This is the most important show, and this is why you watching does help raise money. Watching the ads helps raise money, right? And you want to know if you want to send a super chat, by all means. And this is why we've been talking about so many different liver diseases for a while now. Just giving you sort of a story of why we raise awareness of those liver diseases and what it really means. But like I said, now I still talk to her mum. We get on like a house on fire. Well, she tries that like my second mum. Like she was moaning at me about getting checked out and stuff like that. I said, yes, all right, okay, all right.
It's Emily, yeah?
Autumn.
Emily.
Autumn.
No,
Autumn.
The girl's name was Emily.
Autumn Emily White.
Autumn, sorry. So she had the condition since birth.
Yeah, she had the same condition as I did, which is biliary atresia.
Right. So the mum been through it. The mum,
yeah. So they sort of went sort of the same sort of process at the start. I think her operation worked for a while before I needed a transplant.
So is this something you know from birth, or do you have to is it a few months old before you realise there's an issue?
No, you realise as soon as you get a blood test. because once I had a blood test at 4 weeks, and then 2 weeks later, we realised there was something wrong. And then within 3 days of that, I was having surgery to sort of
a few months old. A few months old.
Weeks
old. Wow, that's deep.
So, so it's just usually for a blood test. Bargav, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing well. Big up to everybody here.
Yes,
big up, Bargav.
Yeah, it's Amandi, right?
Yeah, how you doing, brother? You right?
Good, man. Good.
Is that you a Yankee?
Yeah, I'm a Yankee.
I thought you were Bulgarian.
I guess that's what they call us nowadays, right? That's what they call us nowadays.
What's with the name? It's like Eastern European or something.
Eastern European. Actually, the last time I had somebody call me Eastern European, it was a professor, a very important professor in my life. No joke.
I've got those high IQ. No joke.
Okay.
Where in America?
Florida.
Oh, Florida. Lovely. It's been raining hard here, isn't it, Steve?
Yeah,
and up north. I bet it's grim up north, innit? Talk MU.
No, I mean, Steven's already been. Steven said like next year for the F1 Grand Prix, he's gonna show up. He's gonna show up to Miami expecting an experience.
Is there one in Miami, Steve?
Yeah, Miami's coming next year.
Oh, it's from next. I was gonna say.
So,
what's that circuit like?
I don't know, but it looks epic.
I bet, Steve. I bet you know all the circuits from. If you I heard you say you played the F1 game, so you must know them. That's how you know off by heart.
Yeah, so I'm supposed to beat him at the F1 game this year. Unfortunately, my practice runs haven't been that good.
Bargav's been using driver aids, wheel aids, extra tires.
I was about to ask
still
that.
Crashing. He's still crashing.
So
they're playing dodgems.
Look, I've been using. No, I don't use any aids whatsoever. I can have it completely how the driver sees it. I mean, look, like there's even the place in the corner there. Like, I even use the steering wheel.
By the way, his F1 gaming sessions were hilarious before you stopped him.
What?
The F1 gaming sessions you used to do.
Yeah.
They were hilarious.
What you did?
Hey, you got no right. You tried to do weaving in the middle of the rain, thinking you need to take up the tires. You don't need to do that. I'm going to weave in the middle in the rain.
Like I said, I got you beat on the U.S. Grand Prix.
Yeah, okay.
I'll be practicing for just that one Grand Prix.
Okay, I'm going to start practicing the circuit right now.
I'm actually going to that one.
Where's that?
Anyway,
Texas? No, where is that one?
Austin, Texas.
Dallas,
Texas, yeah.
Dallas, Texas, yeah.
Austin,
is it?
Yeah, I thought it was Dallas, but
no, it's Austin.
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably Supposedly the turn one on that is like massive.
You can't even see up the hill, can you? You can't see the turn when you're going up the hill.
Yeah, you're going up the hill, because they've actually built that hill.
Wow.
So, but anyway, Bargav, what did you wanted to ask?
No, I didn't have it. I just came here to support the show for the day.
Wicked, absolutely wicked. Yes, like it's like I was saying, is that it's like I said just earlier, is that if I was not well, I wouldn't be like bantering the nurses and all that rubbish, right?
That's how we know. That's how we know as well. That's how we know as well, Steve. Don't forget that.
That's the thing.
I know when there's something wrong because I can just see it, I can feel it, sense it, and just think. And that's why I always ask, what's up? You all right?
Yeah, and that's always been a way. And like,
I'm sure you made the nurse's job easier than all the nutheads at a hospital that do happen.
I don't know. You might have to ask them on that one. They probably disagree.
There's some people that I know that treat that place like a 5-star hotel, the hospital.
Yeah.
So
can you imagine it? Where was like the doctors or the nurses looking after Steve? Oh mate. oh my word. You having it?
Thanks.
You know, like Steve, you know, when like if someone says, "Oh, you're right," I say, "Yeah, I'm all right, I'm all right." Even if you got a load of hell going on in your life, do you just say "all right" all the time, or do you actually say when you're troubled or you're going through shit? Do you actually say? Because it's so easy to say, "Oh, I'm fine. Yeah, how are you? Yeah, I'm great." You know.
Yeah, I'll give it to that. And if
Do you give it? Really,
I'm all right. I say I'm okay, and then when it gets really bad, then I'm like, no, there's a problem.
Oh, so you do actually say when you're struggling.
When it's really bad, then I say there's something wrong. But I mean, like just earlier, I think it was like yesterday. I put a tweet out saying I just feel drained at the minute. I mean, like you can see, like the shows were late today because like I'm quite tired because I've got no blood left. So yeah, to pump more blood back into us later on. Tomorrow. No, Thursday.
Would you have to go into the hospital for that, or?
Yeah. They won't let you out of your sight if it's blood. If it's blood, they won't let you out of your sight.
Okay.
But yeah, so they're gonna put blood in as well as albumin, and that should make me bounce off the ceiling.
How much blood?
About a bag. It's only a bag.
What's that? A pint or how much?
I don't know. It's about 200 mils, something like that. I don't know.
I'm not sure. Okay.
No, 300. I think it's about 300 mils. It lasts about 2 hours.
See.
Go on, talk.
No, I said, excuse me. I some residual pepper from my tea was lingering. And it's God. Yeah.
Oh God.
I tell you what, it's quality pepper. You know, I got it from TK Maxx, mate. I tell you what, I got some. This got this olive oil with white truffle in it.
TK Maxx is the clothes shop, isn't it?
They sell, I think as well. They sell like all kitchen stuff. And then
yeah. Sorry, yeah, downstairs they do. Yeah, I thought. Sorry, I'm thinking it's called clothes. They do sell.
Yeah.
If you go there, have a look, right? Because they sell like loads of really, really quality olive oils and like olive oils with white truffle in it. And I got this pepper milk with all these like really like different peppers from all over the world. Yeah. But mate, I tell you what, it's so fragrant. If you just have like something simple, like, you know, like just maybe a piece of fish and some rice.
Yeah.
And you just wallop some pepper and a little bit of sea salt on it.
Yeah. Simple but effective.
Oh yeah, beautiful.
Do all of you guys here like seasoning and you like a bite to your food?
Yeah, man.
Oh, I like it.
Here's the thing. Actually, in the children's, in the adult ward, they don't give you salt.
Really?
Oh.
The fucking food shit anyway. They don't give you salt.
You have
anyway.
a secret stash.
Yeah. So I don't know. We used to go down where there was a canteen once, right? We used to go down there and used to raid it, but like this hospital had the quiet idea. Let's take the canteen out and let's put a fucking M&S there for the food that we can't even cook, right? And let's give them ready meals that we got no fucking ready like that microwave for. I mean, are you mad, right? And then to top that off, right, the food, it's all steamed because it's healthy, right? God. It's steamed, then microwave to death. Then they put a lid on the top, which condenses the motherfucker. So when it gets to you, it looks like a soggy pile of crap. And then like, you've got to eat that. No, even the chips look fucking anemic. And I'm like, God's sake, this is why I go down to like, this is why I call up the Canberra High Street and like, oi, pizza now. Right? What a Chinese. There's a Chinese, they know how bad it is. The Chinese there, they take your door number. The cubicle number, they take your ward, right, the floor, the hospital, and they deliver it to your bed.
Wow.
Your bed.
What's the deal?
Because they know you can't get downstairs. There's no some patients, they can't get out to the front to see it. So, right? And they know the nurses are too busy, so they're like, where's your door and we'll get you there.
Wow.
Whereas everyone else is like, you've got to meet down there and you've got to be there in about 20 minutes. And I'm like, if I'm doing that with a massive pump attached
but Steve, I thought they were saying you can't have people visiting the hospital. So how can you get?
Oh no, that was when it was COVID. That's before
pre-COVID. Oh right. So what happened now?
COVID. No, COVID. You get people to live into the door, but it's like like Amazon, they drop it and leave it there, and you pick it up.
Someone who have to bring it up for you.
Yeah. Nurse will bring it up for us if I'm stuck in hospital, or if not, I'll go get it myself. Last time I had a Domino's.
Domino's,
enjoy that while you can.
People be jealous.
Is no good. Domino's is. Do you know
Enjoy
what as well?
pizza like while you still can. I can't do that stuff anymore.
Can you imagine like Stephen being the salt dog of the hospital? You know what I mean? Like, no, salt to me. I'll give you 300 grams. 300 grams of salt. I'll swap you. Domino's pizza for 20 grams of salt, mate. What you saying? Don't try and part with me because I ain't going to make it much, mate.
I just realised I was playing Rome Total War earlier. I haven't shut it down yet. I'm doing a stream.
I bet it was, I can imagine it. His mum bringing bags of salt in. And Stephen's like wrapping it up.
Salt machine.
Going round to all the beds, and nurses are going, Stephen, aren't you supposed to be in bed? And he's like, oh yeah, I'm just stretching my legs, and then dropping like little sachets of salt and taking like oranges and that and bananas and things like that. That's the
stuff.
This is the sort of thing. Me. This is what me and Norman would go out to. We would laugh ahead of us. About 1 a.m. She's like, "Do you not ever go to bed?" Nah, you take the piss out of you. It's even funnier. We're bored. Leave us alone. We're sitting there, and I was sitting there with a carton of milk or something. Right? We're sitting there just chatting away, and the nurse is like, "Do you ever go to bed?" I'm like, "Nah." Why it's not? Because taking the piss out of you is even funnier. It's like, you're not supposed to do that. We're looking after you. I said, no one told me that on the memo. Who told me that?
Be honest now, Steve.
No, hang on. One nurse said to me, she said, "Why are you so mean to us?" She said, "Well, you stab us every 5 minutes. What do you think I'm going to do?" She said, "This for your own good." I said, "You didn't tell me that. No one told me that. That wasn't part of the deal."
Did you have a favourite? Do you have like a crush on a nurse? Because some of these nurses, in that uniform, the gritty. You must have a favourite. I'm not saying to name names because she's probably watching, but
she knows. She knows who she is. I was about 11 years old. No, I was about 11. I was about 11 years old at the time. I was having my third transplant, and pretty much every other day before she became a sister towards the end of time. Or perhaps become a sister, right? She was as a resident nurse. Oh my God.
Echo.
Echo? No. Anyway, I said she would look after me every other day, and to be honest, because of that, because she was no messing around. Like, she didn't even take any shit from the doctors. Right, so she just got things done. So that's why. And then there's another one who is, apart from if it weren't her, then it was the other one that was looking after us every other day. So because they look after you every other day. Plus, there's some other nurses in between that. They're sort of like your favorite ones because you can rely on them, right, to get just stuff done. But the second one. Oh no, honestly, these two, one time I was waiting for bowel surgery. I was coming out of bowel surgery. They deliberately stayed behind after hours to make sure I'm all right.
Yeah.
So I thought, wow, it's brilliant.
So after this shift, they still stayed on to check everything was good?
Yeah. So, and I was in a bad state, to be honest. I was really dehydrated. Right? And so I had to change the bed. I had 3 nurses this side, 3 nurses this side to change the bed. Right? Change the sheets because I was out for the count. My dad was just, stuff. Fucking hell. He went, "Son, men pay thousands to be in this position. What the fuck are you doing? You're fucking asleep." Right? And I'm like, my mum's like, "Oh, fucking hell." Right? Everyone's nearly died laughing. In the middle of a children's ward, this is.
Yeah.
Right? And the other it's just like, I was in and out. She's like, "Stephen, give us a smile." And apparently I just raised my cheeks or something. And I mean, one time she was teaching me maths, and my dad was getting really jealous of that because this one nurse, she was 6 foot, blonde.
Ooh.
Yeah, and she was teaching me maths, and she tried to take a fruit pastel bite on it, and then all of a sudden her tooth broke.
Oh wow!
in the middle of George is eating his sweet. She's like, "Oh, one side she's like, he's going to get an infection." And I went, "You're going to get an infection. We're all immune suppressed here. You should think you're getting an infection." Like, come on.
I think like to be a nurse, to do that. I mean, because you see a lot of some stuff that some people can't handle. So it takes a really blessed person to do that kind of job, you know, and have big heart as well. You know, I don't know. Some people are cut out for certain things, like some people cut out for the army, for the police. But to be a nurse, I think it's quite draining. I think it must be really difficult at times. And the shift, tell me about the shifts, because some of the shifts really long. They do some long shifts.
8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
That's like security guards, isn't it? That's like they do 12-hour shifts. That's long.
Yeah,
and are they on their feet most of the day?
Pretty much. They're pretty much on their feet all day. Running around. It doesn't stop.
Yeah,
it doesn't stop. But most of it.
Flipping dog toy. But you hear the squeaking. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. So the ward's never usually empty, so it's never non-stop. It's like I said, I think hopefully after this they get some like proper support and some money properly. So
without like government funding, they rely on like outside funding as well? Do they?
Yeah, they do have like every sort of hospital has their own charity and stuff.
Yeah,
fundraiser, but obviously the main resource comes from the government. But they do have their own funds. Like the King's College Hospital has their own fund. And this is what CLDF does as well. It funds research as well.
Okay.
So they fund this. Children's Disease Foundation funds the research, and a lot of research that's been founded. It's meant I'm still here. So, if you know what I mean.
But you know, like with the research, are they sometimes like experimenting kind of things, or taking a little chance, or taking risks?
Maybe. I think the first time they sort of did one thing significant, I remember, was they did stem cell sort of surgery on a kid to try and save a liver. They thought they could try and do it with stem cells, and he didn't need it. Didn't need a transplant in the end.
Right.
We're using that situation where he would have needed a transplant, like that situation, he didn't need it because of stem cell technology. So that's why I've always said stem cell technology is like the way to go, and it could solve a lot of issues.
No, you have to realize with like research, right? Like a lot of the diseases are hard to pick up too. So education's a big part too, because like a lot of doctors, like they see these diseases over and over, and they're pretty much the same, like stomach pain and whatnot. And sometimes they don't even catch it until it becomes really, really, really bad.
Yeah.
So that's part. So research kind of helps with that. And then some other parts also is like Steven just said, is like stem cell stuff. Like in Germany, they do a lot of like liver regeneration stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
And so like just to help people like getting just to find new ways to help like regenerate the liver. So there's a lot of things
that's what they're thinking about.
Like
they can grow to a liver to a certain extent, but they can't keep it alive long enough. They've got the technology. If they're able to, technically they could grow it, and then you could have a transplant, which is your own DNA. So your immune system, by chance, wouldn't need to attack it because it's your DNA, it's your liver, it's from your stem cells. So the idea is then they would see it as a foreign body, so they wouldn't attack it and try and kill it. So you wouldn't technically need immunosuppression drug. For me, I can't do surgery, so my ship sailed long time ago. But for others, that could just mean that they don't even have to take meds or anything like that. Might need to take one or two, but like they wouldn't have major problems with sort of immune suppression and stuff like that. But
with research money, it's like interesting because like everybody like wants to like fund like stuff that's already there, but if there's like new stuff that's not figured out, then like where's the future gonna go? And a lot of the time, it's like research funding just gets cut just to like focus on what you already have going. So it's kind of like really important to like focus on the future too. But things change really quickly in that field.
Well, this is what this
big blessing to
does
like
in
all
the end.
the scientists out there.
Yeah, but this is what the charity does in the end. It all funds sort of the research that they're trying to do to make improvements for the future and future developments. And a lot of the research they've come out with, they wouldn't have. I wouldn't have been here today if it didn't do it. I mean, one example is they made sure the Kasai operation, which the Americans don't even do because they don't believe in it, because it hardly works. It's usually for biliary tree patients that come straight out of, and they once they're first diagnosed, they do the operation to sort of put the bile ducts and liver together to drain it, and not because the bile ducts gets full of bile because it doesn't drain away, so they drain it away and sort of give it a chance to, if you a longer period to like recover, and maybe you recover and you don't need one, but most of the times you do need a transplant in the end. They made sure what they did is they did that. It was only specified in 3 specific centers because they were worried they were going to cut it off completely, but they made sure that in 3 centers you can still have it, which is the 3 main centers, liver centers in the country, which is Leeds, Birmingham, and London, King's College Hospital in London. So yeah, if it weren't for that, they probably would have scrapped it or something, which means a lot of kids would have struggled to stay alive.
I see what's his name, Chris Eubank Jr. He had a bet on the boxing Billy Joe Saunders the other day and doubled his £10,000, I think, and he put the rest into a charity, a children's charity down in Sussex, down by the coast, well, down in Brighton. I just see it in the paper today. Yeah. But I didn't catch the name. It was like definitely a specialist children's unit, you know.
Yeah,
I didn't catch it what it was for, but that's what I was thinking. Why do people have to, with so much taxpayers' money going into things, why can't they just deal with these things? You know, why do they have extra funding for this kind of thing? It should be so important. You'd figure, you know.
Absolutely.
Well, the problem isn't that. The problem is like there's a bunch of taxpayer money, but like you got to distribute that like to the stuff that's like really important for society in some ways. Or so what ends up happening is people look at it and be like, these are the diseases that affect a lot of people, and they'll fund some of that research, but then they'll be like, they'll ration everything else, and then everybody gets hit with it. It's kind of like the luck of the draw for a lot of these things. With what you get hit with. So in that sense, like they're kind of like stuck with like managing resources. So anything like any outside funding does help. Do you have I'm curious, like do you have like a particular cause for yourself? Because I mean, Steven's like passionate about like liver disease. Like I love like education. Like education of like the youth. Is there any like mental health also? Do you have anything? Do you have anything in particular? I'm just curious.
Because this is what this show's also for, is that it gives you a chance to raise your own causes as well.
For you, Monday, that mate.
Oh, sorry, that's for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do I have any? Sorry, repeat that.
Do you have any
causes or any
causes or anything like that? I mean, it's okay if you don't just yet. Like, I mean, everybody figures out.
I work for charity. I work with like homeless, and I've always worked in mental health, and I've worked with all kinds of different client groups, you know. But at the moment, the last like 15 years, from this week, I've been 15 years in the same job. I work with like housing support, so I just help people get back their independence after living unsettled lifestyles, care leavers, families, that kind of thing. That's what I do. But as for charity, I don't want to go into it, but like I think the pharmaceutical industry is huge. And I'm not really happy about the way they operate, because they have to sort of like generate money. So sometimes I think, are you really trying to solve things? Because there's other alternative medicines that they should be promoting, or healthy lifestyle that should be promoting. So me personally, I never really go to the doctor. I always try to look at alternative things. And when I'm working with people who've got issues, say like mental health or thing, I say, well, stop smoking weed, for example, or look at what you're eating, look at your lifestyle, look at things, you know. So sometimes when you remove things and start doing things naturally, you can get better results than, because I think sometimes when you go to the doctor with a condition, everyone's different, and sometimes they don't even diagnose.
Yeah.
I know so many people that go to hospital sometimes with some pain or something, and they walk out and they've got no diagnosis. You know, so there's a lot of. I don't want to go into.
No, that's fine, man. I mean, that's fine. I mean, you can.
I think I don't know. I think the whole, you know, like say for example, with mental health. I don't say to people you're unwell. I said the world is crazy. The world is funky.
Yeah,
that's what makes people unwell. You know, that sort of thing. Or when people getting illnesses and that, like things like that. I say it's the world. Look what we're eating: sugar, diabetes, all these things that cancer. I mean, I lost my dad a few months ago from cancer, and it's like, what's going on? What's and his dad is like 94 years old, still alive, but he grew up in Jamaica. And he's always eating natural food. So what is going on? Do you understand what I'm saying? So I don't see the government promoting healthy lifestyle and that kind of thing. And they should be sorting out Stephen and investing money. And why do hospitals have to get funding? It really upsets me, that kind of thing. You know, I don't want to go think, but
that's fine, man. It's fine because like it's each their own. I mean, you have to realize like everybody sees life through their own eyes, right?
Yeah.
In that sense. So like in that sense, you've seen things that I haven't seen yet in life. I bet you like if we could exchange like visions, I'm sure you'll find something in me that I haven't seen in you in that sense. But like, no, I mean that's like I said, like it's perspective. I mean, that's an important thing actually, because even the U.S. people are like, there's a lot of people in the U.S. that have share the same opinions as you in that sense. That could be a stream in itself, but
well, yes, I don't want to go into all that, you know. But my main thing, my foundation is God. I believe in God, and I try to keep God's law, and that's just keeping us, you know, because life is tough, man. You know, for all of us, you know. So I just think, I'm not trying to preach or nothing, but for me, I just try and maintain. I wake up every day, I give thanks, you know, like Stephen or MU, Gav. We have to give thanks for every day that we're here, and we're talking about a girl today who's not here. And she's so flipping young, you know, and she said, wow, you know, so you have to be grateful for every day the sun rises, and you have to take it in and live and try and do good, you know, whatever you can do. And I'm not saying preach, but this is real talk. Yeah, this is real, you know.
No,
Stephen can sit back and say, oh, F it. I don't, you know, think my life is thing, everything else. But he inspires not people, even me. Sometimes I'm like, and then I look upon Stephen, I think, what am I complaining about? You know, Stephen's up there grinning, smiling, skinning teeth with people, making jokes and all that kind of thing. I think, why am I tired? Why am I having a bad day? So it's whatever. It's positive, bruv. You have to just keep every day just grinding, because you don't know when things done. You know, just like that. As this poor girl, just like that.
You just summarized the beauty of this channel, because if you've seen the last like 10, 15 episodes, it's pretty much like of this particular show, it's just raising different issues, you know, just raising different issues and different perspectives, and just having conversations about it. I mean, the reason I think people are afraid to have it is because everybody wants to be right, but
come.
I mean, YouTube's supposed to be about like learning things, not like not being right all the time.
But, and just the interaction is good as well. It's like, I don't know you guys from Adam, but I'm drawn, you know, like since we've been interacting, it's really nice. I could walk past Rise, I could walk past Stephen in the street and wouldn't even catch eyes, or, you know what I'm saying, wouldn't even bond. Yeah. But I've made a lot of, recently I've made a lot of good friendships and thing online and on this sort of platform, which is really good. And I'm learning a lot, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I want to echo what you're saying one day, because about, you know, life and taking, you know, being thankful and everything else. Because like Stephen, I've been under the knife. I nearly died twice. Yeah, and you know what? Yeah, it does make you realize, you know what? You step away from that and come back, and you're like sat in your house and you're looking out you're looking out at the sunshine, you're looking at the leaves and the blue sky, and you're like,
yeah,
wow. You know what I mean? Shit. This is like, you know what? And you know what? I mean, I was always a decent person anyway. Always have been, always will be. But even more so after what I went through, because,
wow,
you know. No,
it's true though. It's true though, because I feel like anybody who says they have like this nice life, It's true though, because like I think anybody who says they have like this like nice life, I'm like, you're either not outside your comfort zone often, or like you're just in like a really like sheltered environment. Like, because if you're like in like new situations, you're gonna encounter things that are very uncomfortable.
Yeah,
and they'll put you in really difficult spots. Like, and I've had this like the whole like throughout the last like 5-6 years, being in like difficult situations. But you also learn a lot. You learn a lot about society. You learn a lot about like life. You see the good in people and you see the bad in people too. And it's kind of like the whole human experience, I guess.
The thing is, yeah, things are gonna get rough. The road is rough, trust me, and
it can be good also.
You have to be prepped for it. You have to be prepped for it. So sometimes you can't think, oh, I'm better than anyone else. You have to be humble out here, because it will come and slap you down, you know. Yeah. And we're talking like you say, this girl.
Yeah.
Autumn. Is it Autumn Emily? Autumn Emily. Autumn. Why am I thinking Emily? Oh, it is Emily. Middle name.
Because her middle name's Emily.
I'll say so. What do you call it? Autumn or
Autumn?
Okay. Yeah. So even with Autumn now, you just think to yourself, Ross. I mean, and you keeping her memory alive and thing. You just, wow, 25. Like, I'm almost double her age. And I think, you know, how blessed am I?
23.
Oh, she's 20. Well, I'm double her
age.
She was
23. She would have been 26 today. Wow. 26 this year.
So that's what I'm saying. So it can come just like that. And all you have to pray for good health and just happy and happiness as well. Because it doesn't come to everybody, you know?
Do you know what, Monday? The thing that I've kind of figured out is it's you know sometimes you think, oh, I'd love to have that and I'd love to have this. Every now and again, right, when I start thinking about certain things that I'd want, but which I clearly can't afford, I always just say to myself, whoa, take a step back, son. Have a look what you've got.
Yeah.
Always be thankful for what you've got.
Exactly.
Simple. Yeah. You've got to be, because there's a lot of people would give their right arm and leg for what I've got. Do you know what I mean? So
here's the thing is that I can quite easily go, oh, well, I can't drive no more. I can't go to uni. I can't do this. I can't do that. I can't do anything in my life. I'm dependent on my mom. I'm 26. I can't even get out of my mom's house. It's just complete failure. But in the end, I'm like, Autumn's gone. Yeah. What would she do? Like, she heard me speak that, she'd be slapping me around the face. Like, what the fuck are you on about? Like, get yourself out of that pit. Even her mum's like, don't you talk like that. No. Right? But I'm like, that's the thing, is that I know people. I don't even know the kid that like was gonna have a transplant under the surgeon that's done all mine and all done George Best's transplants as well.
Oh yeah.
Like, all of them. And I will just say like that I love to like people, and I know Man United fans, like, you can go mad at probably this. I can't respect the guy. I can't.
Why not?
I can't, because of what he did. There's 4 potential kid transplants he gave away. Because not just he had a transplant, when you have a transplant, you basically told my surgeon's basically giving you, I trust you to make change.
Yeah.
I'm giving you that chance.
Yeah.
Because there's 2 other kids that upstairs could quite easily have it. And he threw it away. And that's 4 kids down the line that are going to end up dead. And if it's not the next one, it's the one after. It's the one after, because there's like a donors.
I think alcohol's legal. Think about that.
I get that, and I get my people having a transplant and changing, but I'll give them that chance. But you do it again like that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I cannot respect the guy for what he did. And my
it might be legal, but like there's a level you have to get to where you actually require a transplant, right?
Yeah,
so
I mean, you'd have to be
2-3 bottles, like.
Yeah, you'd have to drink 2 to 3 bottles of whiskey a day for around about a month.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that's easy done. I could do that if I chose to do that. If I claim benefits or something, I can actually live that lifestyle and whack the drink away and then go to the NHS and say, you got to help me. You know, this is what I'm saying. It's legal. That's to say, how do you moderate these sort of things? You know, and the thing is, you're filling yourself with spirits. Think about it, spirits. The word is spirits. So I'm not saying that's not George Best. That's someone else. he's filling himself with some wicked evil spirit. Alcohol is a killer. You ask anyone, destroys families, everything, you know.
Yeah.
So I know you say thing, but I've worked with like alcoholics.
Yeah.
And
this is what I don't want to.
They're so destructive.
Yeah, I mean,
they don't care.
I guarantee you, like prohibiting doesn't work.
Yeah, I will just say is
Prohibition doesn't work either. So
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, anyway, I mean, it's like anyway, it's like I said, as I don't, when I've looked back on it, and in the end, there's kids that I've known. Anyway, beside the point is that what was explaining is that there's a kid that was. They told me, said, you've had 3 transplants. Can you talk to him because he is physically shaking, like waiting for his transplant, and you can see him. He's so nervous about it, right? And I said, "Are you having it under?" He went, "Nigel Heaton." I said, "No problem, not a problem, right? No problem whatsoever, right?" He had the transplant, and he was having a bit of complications, a bit of infections and stuff. Okay, so all right, fine. His grandma, where is it? Where is it? There it is. Just gave me that to bless him, to bless myself. Gave my mum that.
What is it?
It's some sort of religious Catholic, because they were Irish Catholic.
Okay.
And it's some sort of like thing to like do a blessing for myself. She gave it to my mum, and we've kept it ever since. Because what happened was we went home, and when we got back a month later, I'm like, "Oh, where is he? Where's Aaron?" And I was like, "He's no longer here." He said, "Oh, he went home." He said, "No, he said he went home. He went home." He said, "No." So I said, "Well, he must be in ITU then." He said, "He ain't in ITU either." So where the fuck is he? He went, "He didn't make it out of ITU."
Good.
And I just told everyone that he's gonna be fine. Fuck.
Yeah.
What the fuck? So it's like, this is why that I'm grateful for what I've got, and what I've done is try and turn a sort of positive into this. But when it comes to like beliefs and that, from what I've seen, I can't explain it to myself why someone that young is allowed to have, why any kid that are, you got kids now doing the same thing at 6 weeks old. How's that fair? How's that love? How's that nice? It's not right. It's not right. And that's why I just can't fully believe it in myself. Because if it was all true, and if the Lord was loving and everything, he wouldn't do that. He wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it to him.
I don't want to go into it.
I don't want to go into it, but that's just how I feel.
Yeah. I understand the thing. A lot of people say that, said, "Oh, if the Lord's, thing, then why does this happen to people? Why does this happen to people?" But I think I don't want to go into it. I can really go into that, because I study. I've got like, not anything, but I spent £200 on this recently. It's the Torah in the original text and everything else. So I study. You have to get the original word, and it doesn't say that. The Lord doesn't say things like that. The world is wicked. The man is wicked. This is what the issue is. So it causes we're in bad times at the moment, and so much bad things happening around the world, and it just makes people give up. There's no they don't believe in anything anymore. They don't even believe in themselves. They believe in man over what could be a creator or something. Yeah. But anyway, I fully understand what where you're coming from. But I was going to say to you, Steve, what's changed your attitude? Because your attitude now, you seem to be like you're on it every day, or you like even doing your platform and growing, and you must be motivated by something. But was there ever a time when you weren't on it like this? Was there a time when you was like,
you should have been here a month ago.
Really? Why? Yeah. Go on. Fill me in, man.
It wasn't so much a month ago. I think the worst one was December, because December I was told that they can't do anything more at all. They can't fix anything. They can't fix a damn thing.
Mm.
They really, really.
Speak it, man.
Let it out, Steven. Let it out.
Talk it, man. Talk the talk. Come on, bro.
You're in the space of friends.
They can't fix anything anymore. I've got no access. They can't do surgery. The longer this goes on, the worse it's the probably like the more it's not going to fix itself. So I'm like stuck like this until whenever if it ever fixes itself, which day by day looks less likely. So, or the veins grow back. I've been waiting 9 years for them to grow back. They haven't grown back. So, So when I was told that, my surgeon, he knew what it meant. He spent 26 years treating me like his son and trying to keep me alive, and he couldn't look me in the eye, and he hasn't even spoken to me to this day. He hasn't spoken to me all year. He spoke to him about every week, and he hasn't spoken to me since. And they sort of shoved me to the local side because there's nothing they can do. So, like, I'll still be under them, but it's mainly done by the local. And he couldn't bear look at me in the eye in that meeting at all. And afterwards, I was just like, I don't want to do this no more. Don't want to do it. And that's why I'd be like, I've been so like wanting when people say take a break. No, I don't want to take a break because I can't cope. I can't cope. I want to. This helps me cope.
Yeah, good.
That's why we're all here for you, Stephen, as well. That's why we're all, that's why we all do what we do. Not just because of that, but also because you're a decent lad. I don't think there's a
of course, I've made mistakes. Don't get me wrong. I've made mistakes, but
of course you do. Like when you call me up for being a Man United fan.
Come again. What you say, talk?
He calls me out for being a Man United fan.
Oh, right.
I'm always going to call you out for being Man United fans. So there we are.
And I'm still not going to call you out for Arsenal, mate. They're crap. You're a dead club, son. You're never going to win nothing. You couldn't win a Tom Fowler, son.
All the gunners, I'll shoot you down, but we'll just fire in blanks in a minute.
Yeah, right.
But no, you know what? Honestly, on a serious level, mate. Honestly, you know what? When I first like stumbled across your channel, and immediately I just thought, I like this guy, man. This guy is genuinely just something about it. I don't know what it was. It was just like an instant sort of like magnetic kind of like, well, yeah, I'm going to come back here. And then when I got talking to you and everything else, and then your story and all the rest of it, I was like, fucking hell. And I thought I had it bad. You know what I mean? I thought I was hard done by when I had what happened to me. I was like, fucking hell, man. From being born, you've known nothing but like, in and out of fucking hospital from like, was you in for 9 months at one point?
9 months at one point, I was stuck in hospital, and 4 months of that was in intensive care.
Jesus, what? I mean, do you know
but
what?
I was just specified that intensive care. Most of that was because they couldn't do the drain they had was to the heart, and they couldn't do it in the children's ward, so that's why I was stuck there. I was just specified. It wasn't that bad, but it was bad.
Like, 2 weeks. The longest I was in for was 2 weeks. That drove me.
The 3 weeks they wanted to close the 3 weeks that was supposed to be in there for, it took them 3 weeks to close the stomach because the amount of scar tissue. They had to leave the stomach open for 2 weeks because they couldn't close it. Because the amount of operations I've had.
Fucking hell.
And the worse you do it is the problem is the worse you do it, the more sticky, conducive it all gets. So the worse it gets. So,
what do you mean sticky and conducive?
Well, let's just say my last transplant, I spent 18 hours. They had to separate the stomach and the liver because it stuck together, which means they had to sort of cut a hole in the stomach and then stitch it and then just pray it didn't leak. That's why I had to drink for 2 weeks afterwards or eat. And then they then had to change the liver, take that. They tried to rescue the spleen by cutting some blood flow to it. They ended up bleeding, so they took that out, right, which was the original plan. And so that took 18 hours of surgery, and I was up in 12. I was up and awake in 12.
As I say, with all this you're saying, what gets something must motivate you to, you know, to like you're saying in December.
Honestly, they just said when they came out with surgery, and I don't like being myself. Really, I really don't. But one time I came out of they came out of surgery that evening, and the doctor literally went to us, and they said, "There's something about this kid. He just doesn't give in. It's just something we don't know what it is. He just doesn't give in. He just keeps going. We don't know what it is."
Spud me now.
The kid's a fighter. The kid's a fighter.
Yeah. Like that. I like that.
That's it. You know, to keep going and keep like you say. All right, sometimes you do have a bit of a, you know, you have a down day like we all do.
Yeah.
But so what? You know what I mean? I don't ever see you taking it out on anybody else. I never see you ever go at anybody for anything.
The words, the more you talk, I think it's powerful. Honestly, that's the only power that we all have is our tongue and what we speak. You know, so what you talk, look at you bring. You got how much subscribers, how much people tune in, how much they. And it's not because of people who have sympathy for you or feel sorry for you. It's because they want in, they want the talk, they want, you know. It's not about that. I'm not here for sympathy. To be honest, I don't feel sorry for you. As in, I feel sad about your situation and everything else, but your spirit motivates me. You don't understand. People all have bad days. I think so. Like Rise is saying, I think, boy, that happened to you in December. I think, Ross, why am I, you know, like, why am I worried over everything else? You know, so we all can lift each other up, and you don't realize just by your word and everything else, you inspire enough people. You know, half of us are pretending. We're all acting out here like everything's cool. You know, but really we've all got our own issues and our own insecurities and everything else. So just keep at it, man. Keep speaking your word and don't be afraid.
I mean, you just hit that on the spot. You just hit it on the spot.
Yeah.
You know, people can talk, but are they honest? And that's a big issue nowadays. That's a big issue with YouTube and even like with COVID nowadays. I feel like everyone's having trust issues nowadays. If that makes sense. Like, you know, it's like it is hard. It is hard. I'm not gonna lie. It's you don't know who's real and who's not, just based on daily activities. But you know, like the more honest you are with, like, if you can find people you can be honest with, and it goes a long way. It really does go a long way. To have those deeper relationships, you have to like share stuff about yourself. You can't hide stuff about yourself.
The thing is that if we weren't meant to communicate, we wouldn't have a tongue.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
And we don't know how powerful it is. You know?
I mean, you know what?
We're the only species that, like, when I say species, like in people, like people in general, we can say something and mean something totally different based on our body language.
Especially with the English language as well. Yeah. English language.
So like, but the thing is, like, everybody craves like really good relationships, really good relationships with people. But the problem is, like, when it comes time to sharing like things about yourself, it's really difficult. And it is, because it does keep you, it does get you vulnerable. You know, like whatever you say, it comes out. There's certain people in the world that will use that against you. Let's be real, right? Let's be real. Like, I mean, but at the same time, like, if you don't, but at the same time, when you finally get the right people around your corner and you don't even share stuff, you're gonna lose that. You're gonna lose the deep connection with people. So you have to like make a decision on that. Like, sometimes it's good to just share everything about yourself, and it's really difficult. It is really difficult, especially if you're in like really good positions. But at the same time, that's the only way you can get like really deep relationships.
Yeah.
Do you know what, Bargav? What do you remember when I said? That's why I did that. That's why I told you about everybody what happened to me with my aorta and the aneurysm, and having to have a metal valve in me and all that kind of stuff. Because I was like, you know what? Why not? Why not tell people? Nothing to be ashamed of.
Exactly.
Nothing to be ashamed of when I told you that I sometimes suffer from anxiety. So what? Big deal.
Same here. Same here.
You know?
I do as well.
My sister suffers from anxiety all the time from what we've been through. It doesn't affect me, it affects the whole family. Right? Yeah. My sister, look, she's been thrown from pillar to post. Right? Hardly seen her mum at times. Right? Where my mum's been stuck with me. Mum's teared her head out, and she's now got type 2 diabetes because of the adrenaline that goes through her system when I'm not well, and then it all comes down on her. When it comes down on her, she's out for the count for about 2 weeks. when we get back and when it's all calmed down.
How old is your sister?
And my sister's 23. She's 23 this year.
Make sure you get that right, Stephen, because if she's listening,
she's 23. She's 23. She's 23. She's 23 this year.
Are you sure?
Yeah. 1998.
Cool.
She's but she's doing her final year in masters, and obviously I get envious. I get jealous of it because this is what I wanted to do. But then in the end, when I look at it, I'm like, what's more important, this or that? This is probably more important. Exactly. Especially now that we've got to where we want to go, which is 1,000 subscribers. And yeah, I'd love to do it even more. But even if it was just 1,000 subscribers, it just raised what, 50 quid a week. Yeah. That's better than fuck all. Yeah. So, and that's the main goal. So I'm not like people where they want to chase how many subscribers or how many followers I got. I couldn't get how many followers. It went over 300 followers on Twitter. Right? You know where people go big up everyone that gets 300 followers. I'm like, I didn't even message anything. I just like, right, fine, whatever. Well, 300 followers, woohoo. I did once say I'm like 4 away, but that was about, I wasn't bothered. But in terms of like, I mean, it's like you said, people use that against me. You can use it against me all you like, but in the end, I know who I am. Right? Yeah. And I know what I've been through, and like, there's nothing you can say, right? And there's nothing you can take the piss out of, right? Especially if you want to take the piss out of this channel or take the piss out of this show, right? You ain't gonna win.
I mean, if you look at me mentally, like social media nowadays is, and like,
I'll say that as a message to anyone.
Right? It is like a followers battle, but I find like the people the most happiest is who have like the least amount of like subscribers or followers, because they actually use that social media right and how it's intended. I mean, like for me, I only have like what is it, like 50? I don't know, something really. It's like
51. I'm subscribing to you.
51 exactly. But the thing is, there was a point, and there's a point. I think, like, as human beings, you want to be like loved by people, and you want to have like following, right? And I'm like, all right, so I try to do that and be like, let's get as many followers as possible. Yeah, I swear to God,
it's fake, mate. But it's fake, mate. This is the thing. It's fake, right? I'd rather have 50 followers if those followers, right, are people that love me and love me back. If that's my sister, my mom, right, my close family, right, and my closest friends, like you guys, then I'm happy, right? Other people that just follow me because they want to link up and do a video or something like that. That's great, but it's not. I'm not going to beat the bush if they're going to suddenly unfollow me and block me. I don't go feel sorry for that.
There's a place for
over
that,
the last month.
There's a place.
I will say this: over the last month, or what's happened to me the last month, right? We're doing this social media and doing all this YouTube shit. What I found out is that what my real friends are, and the amount of, and do you know what? The people that really sort of instigated that, I thank them, because you made me realize who my friends are, right? And maybe 10 times stronger, and it means that you will never beat me, whatever happens. So
speak that, bruv.
Right. So true. Yeah. So thank you.
No, it's best to have like like I said, it's best to have like the other day I'm like, all right, like I guess I checked one of those like followers app, and it's like I lost five followers, right? And I checked it, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. I could care less, honestly. But like the thing is, like, when you have like 50 people that actually, like, you look at, you're like, you interact with on a regular basis. And the thing is, for me, like, I always viewed people as like, I like to follow their growth, not really where they're at in life.
I'm gonna have to wrap this up any minute, guys, because I'm gonna have to go to another stream in a minute. So
I like to follow their growth, right? And some people I've seen, like, like they're like really shitty in the moment, right? And they'll end up like turning their life around. And it's just how it happens. Sometimes it can be like sometimes you catch somebody really at the top, and their life just drops.
Yeah,
it's like the problem I feel like with social media nowadays is like people play each other like the stock market, and we're not stocks. People aren't stocks. It's more like a it's more like it's a process involved in people's lives. Like, like people go through different situations, that changes them, and they become they're trying to be better people. They're just stuck in bad situations.
I'll tell you what I've learned. I'll tell you what I learned from it.
One last point before I wrap this up.
Social media is, it doesn't matter if somebody comes to you giving you shit for whatever it is because they think they're right. You've just got to smile to yourself and say, you know what, I know I'm right, and I'm not gonna reply. Don't reply. Don't reply to anything. And the other point I want to make is it's no coincidence. Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's no coincidence, is it, that by doing good things for people makes you feel good. Makes you feel good.
Yeah.
What's that? That's life. That's what we're here for. Look, you know, you go out your way to help somebody. Your reward for that is you go away and think to yourself, oh, I feel good about that. And you don't have to tell anybody else. You just take that and absorb it and go, you know what? I like that. That's nice. Being nice is nice. It makes you feel good. Being angry and militant and aggressive makes you feel like, you know, the opposite.
Waste of time.
There's just quickly. There's a
Life's
lot
too short.
of
Waste of time.
The problem is there's a lot of empty vessels out there. Okay,
There
we're just
are.
vessels. It's what's inside us that's important, and people don't work on that enough. They're looking for. If you, I went on TikTok recently just to promote the group and all that kind of thing. And my gosh, the amount of people, girls with their things out, it's like this is like hell. You know, I'm thinking, what's wrong with these people? And you meet them, you meet these people, and you got nothing in common with them because they're empty vessels, So I like people with spirit. Like people, why are we here? Stephen, you got spirit. Talk rise, you got spirit. I don't know. I can't even see your face. We never see Talk's face, but I know his spirit is good. Do you understand what I'm saying? So we ain't dealing with vessels. I don't care what you look like, how you think. This is all about vanity and being vain and everything else. That's the root of all evil. Don't deal.
Yeah, but you know, like, let me say something final.
No one works on that anymore.
Let me finish this up, like, real quick, because he has to go. But there's something definitely to be learned from everybody. I will say that. Like, I mean, even like the most vainest of people, there's something in their life that they're doing right that hasn't been. They're not stars in some ways, but there's something to be learned. Like, I mean, I've been in situations where I've seen really, really bad people, right? And they're just in bad situations, but you have a good conversation with them and they can completely change your opinion.
Yeah.
And you kind of understand stuff. So in that sense, just learn something from everybody. I think that's like the basic lesson I want. Like, you know, it's like, and stop using people. It doesn't go anywhere. Like,
my final message is, like, why we're here, we're talking about someone who lost their life.
Yeah.
For no fault of their own, but live life to the absolute max. Every day, made the most of it. Don't waste your life being horrible, aggressive, chasing followers, chasing this, chasing that. Be just you. If your people follow you and actually like you because what you do, fine, it's not a problem. But what's the point of chasing social media and stuff like that? What's the point? Just life's too short. It's way too short, and before you know it, you could be in the exact situation as me. So just like, why focus about what makes you happy, and that's the end of it.
And redemption.
Word.
Redemption as well.
High five.
Anyway,
Big up, man. Big up.
Anyway, we're gonna wrap it there because we're gonna have to go. But please do hit that like button. Do hit that subscribe button. We are back. Can't wait. Yes, I'm going there right in a minute. I'll be there in a minute. Don't you worry about that. And I'll leave you there for about. I'll be there to the hour. But anyway, we're gonna have to leave it there. Please do hit that like button. Do hit that share button. And probably I'm going to be happy and I'm going to start moaning about Arsenal. So, yeah. So until then, everyone stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.